Keyboard Exchange International. And don't forget, subscribe. That way you'll always know what we have going on.
Hi folks, Jim Huss with Mr. Randolph Carter here at Keyboard Exchange International. And Randolph, I thought before we even started working on this new arrival, a 1968 B3, we should talk a little bit about it and tell people about it and what we're going to do to it and the high hopes we have for it.
Yes.
Let's see, you picked out a 68 or 66?
66 for my
60, okay. So they will both have similar screaming capacity.
Oh, yes.
You know, we know that when we're finished working on this organ, it's going to be something special. It's kind of like in the foam zone, however. And certain years have had foam installed into the keyboards. So, Randolph, what do these blue pieces of tape that were put on there by the seller? I asked him to test the organ, and he said, should he leave those on there? I said, yeah, leave those on there, but if you could explain what those blue pieces of tape represent.
Well, what they represent is the fact that there are certain tones missing on the keys that's marked. It could be a 1 foot drawbar that's just missing on this particular note, but what I can see here is that it's pretty much, it could be on the tone generator because it's like the same exact.
It's got a pattern.
A pattern, yeah.
Yes.
There's a pattern to it.
I think there was only one note when I was studying this. There was the high B note on the upper manual. That's not a pattern.
Okay.
It doesn't reproduce on both manuals.
So that could be a broken wire.
Well, it could be a broken wire, and what could break that wire?
Oh, the foam, of course. Yeah.
Right. So one way or the other, these keyboards have to be removed. We have to get in there and especially address that high B note and see why there was a tone missing. And as you say, the rest of these, if there is a pattern established on both keyboards, that is, which means there's a pattern, it's not random. The worst situation is when it's not a pattern and it's all random note, then you know you have some serious foam damage. So if you have an organ that was made in the late 60s and on into the 70s, and you want to get yourself some blue painter's tape and test every drawbar with every note, one drawbar at a time. It'll take you 20 minutes or more, right?
Yeah.
To play the chromatic scale. That would be every note, right?
Yeah.
Chromatic scale with the percussion off.
Yes.
And then come back, push all the drawbars in, and just play percussion and do that same test on the upper manual, because that's the only place that percussion functions, is on the upper manual. At any rate, in discussions with the seller, he and I agreed that there was a pattern, and I have high hopes that this could be fixed. You know, it's going to be in the generator, it's going to be wires connected to the generator, could be wires, could be loose wires. And sometimes loose wires happen from not tightening the tone generator bolts. Now, we recently made a new video featuring young Brian in the video explaining the importance of tightening those tone generator bolts. And I've told you many times before, but you really should check out that video with Brian. Because when he stops working here, he might go on to Hollywood, but after it, you can see that video. Brian on camera today. Thank you for your good work, Brian.
Always a pleasure.
Folks, stay tuned for this one. Does this have a reference number yet?
That one is 482.
482. Okay. So that'll be probably a couple months before we get to this one, but it's got the engraved drawbars. We talk about that sometimes. That started in late 1968. And this is going to be a special instrument, and it's also a one-owner instrument. And here's the cool thing, aside from all the other cool things we already mentioned. It's got the original bill of sale with all the original documentation, including the warranty card from the factory. Now, whoever buys this organ, you ought to fill out this warranty card, send it to the factory. No, actually, you could send it to us, because if you buy this organ from us, we will provide the warranty.
There you go.
That's right. All right.
And I noticed another thing before we close this video about that it's never been paired to a Leslie.
What?
Never been paired to a Leslie. So we're gonna have to find the right Leslie for this organ. Be extra special.
That's amazing.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for your time and attention, folks. Jim and Randolph here at Keyboard Exchange International. Where are we? Sunny
Sanford.
Sunny Sanford, Florida. That's where we are. And if you want to come and visit us sometime, if you're a well-known musician who plays the organ well, you don't even have to be well-known, but if you love to play, come on down to sunny Sanford, Florida. Make some videos with us. Let us get to know each other. Because, you know, Randolph, all of us that love these Hammond organs, we kind of need to stick together and try to help each other out.
Yes.
To keep these organs alive long-term. And also, we so appreciate the families who have preserved these instruments and allowed us to find good new homes for them.
Greetings and hello. My name is Randolph Carter. I'm here with the world famous Mr. Jim Huss. We're in the electronic shop here at Keyboard Exchange International, and today we're actually going to be just discussing the process of this restoration job of this 1973 B3.
And why do we know it's a 1973?
Because the letter
E.
yeah.
All the organs with the engraved drawbars, the pipe footages on the drawbars, from 1969 forward, went from A to E, and then in 1974 they went into like the hundreds of thousands without the letter.
Okay.
So it's a way of just tracking what year the organ was manufactured. Yeah, it's a pretty cool reference. I'm glad the factory did that for us to make it a little easier today to understand what year it was made. So this 1973 B3 Randolph, we both know it's going to have a screaming
Oh yeah.
high end.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and we've already located some flaws in the instrument, and the people that sold this instrument to us, they understood that it had some flaws. So now that it's in the electronic shop, it's kind of like following a system. It comes in, it's in the warehouse for a little while, then it goes into the showroom to be, you know, admired and analyzed,
Right.
and then it comes back into the electronic shop before it gets set up in the showroom.
Right.
So you and your team of electronics
Specialists.
specialists, thank you, will now dig into this, find out what's causing these missing tones. And folks, the blue tape is on there just so that the technicians know what to fix. And it doesn't mean the note doesn't play at all, it just means that 1 out of 9,
Contacts are not being made.
yeah, like so each drawbar, there's 9 drawbars, and there's 9 contacts under each key. So we want every organ to play correctly every note on every drawbar.
Absolutely.
That is our goal, so that we can then remove those little pieces of blue tape and all will be well with the world. So Randolph, you've had a good amount of experience.
Yes, sir.
What's the first thing you're going to do to get this thing up to speed?
Well, the first things first is being that we haven't really identified exactly which drawbar is defective under each note or whatever. I'll just do one more test, you know, just to be able to track that. And gotta remove the keyboards out, open it up completely where I can access the contacts. May need to fix a wire or, you know, so forth.
Well, that's true. But while you have those keyboards out of there, what's the big thing that needs to happen?
Foam.
Foam removal.
Yes, the foam has to be removed.
Yeah, it's because after 1964 and a half, the factory started substituting some cheese ball foam for what they used to use was felt. So to get that foam out of there, which can be a major source of future damage. So any organ that comes through Keyboard Exchange International shop, we're going to get the foam out. So that 20 years from now, we're not getting a call from somebody and say, hey, why didn't you take the foam out of my keyboards? That ain't right, you know?
And we also put a sticker
Ah,
that says certified foam free.
yeah, so if you see a certified foam-free sticker on the outside, and plus we put one on the inside, you'll know that someone, maybe decades ago, us today, took the foam out of the keyboard so that people in 20 years, 50 years, 100 years don't have to have disappointment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're trying to think long term on this, but if you own an organ that's made after 1964 and you want to sell it to us, we'll teach you how to test the organ so that everyone is well aware of the condition of the keyboards today and the work that will have to be done to it, regardless if it's working correctly now or not. Even if this had no blue tape on it, we would still have to take this apart, take that foam out of it, because that's what we do here at Keyboard Exchange International.
Absolutely.
That's how we roll.
That's how we do it.
Okay, so the next time you see this instrument, it will be with Randolph playing it after the work has been completed, and we certainly look forward to that day, don't we, Randolph?
Absolutely. That's what we do.
In the meantime, stay tuned because there'll be more information to come on this specific instrument, number 482, made in 1973. The next time you see and hear it, it will be certified foam free. Hi, I'm Jim Huss, speaking with you from the showroom at Keyboard Exchange International. We'd like to thank all of you who have helped us grow our business for the past 51 years, and it is our intent to find good homes for all the instruments we have gathered from all over the United States. Thank you to the families that have preserved the instruments and then sold them to us knowing that we would find good homes for them. If you, on the other hand, are in need of an instrument, please give us a call. There's been a lot of effort to gather these instruments together, and we would like to make you part of the Keyboard Exchange International family. Let's all work together to keep these fine instruments going long into the future so that we now and future generations can continue to enjoy the wonderful sound of the Hammond tone wheel organ. God bless. Signing off.